time for our big update of the day. So, leave your like below, because it's very important for the channel to continue growing and bringing you better and better content. And if you're not subscribed yet, subscribe now and activate the bell, so you don't miss any news. Come be a part of our community of Lions fans, where you'll stay up to date with all the main updates. Here is quality information every day. Now, without further ado, let's get straight to today's news. And once again, thank you very much for the like and for your continued support. Since Brad Holmes took over as general manager of the Detroit Lions, one thing has become clear. The team does not follow the traditional draft by necessity. Instead, Holmes adopts a much bolder philosophy. He simply chooses the best player available, regardless of the position he occupies. This approach, which at first caused surprise, and even criticism among fans and commentators, has proven to be extremely efficient. The Lions' personnel department is based on solid convictions, betting heavily on talents they truly believe in, even if it means defying logic or external expectations. And the result? A roster that is increasingly competitive and respected in the NFL. Despite this different philosophy, Brad Holmes has managed to intelligently solve important needs in the Lions roster. It is true that some choices were called achieved by analysts, but the credibility that Holmes has built is so strong that even big names, such as Todd McShay, recognize his success. In words full of admiration, McShay stated that everything Holmes touches turns to gold, citing examples such as the bet on Jared Goff, which many considered just a temporary solution. Holmes, according to McShay, has earned the right to act freely because his decisions, even the boldest ones, have yielded solid and convincing results. By focusing on strategic areas, the 2025 draft brought youth to key areas of the team. On the defensive line, Tyleik Williams' arrival sacrificing technical quality and physical presence in the trenches. The offensive line, which is already one of the best in the NFL, also got reinforcements with an eye on the future. Even with 4 of the 5 starters returning, age is starting to become a concern, as 2 of the key players are over 30 years old. To anticipate potential physical issues that are inevitable in a long and physical season like the NFL, the Lions brought in Miles Frazier and Tate Ratledge. These 2 rookies arrived to Even without very impressive statistics during his time at Arkansas, Taslaya's athletic potential is undeniable. Considering that last year the team opted to keep only 4 wide receivers on the final roster, now having Tisla and Dominic Lovett as deep alternatives is a bet that could pay off quickly. The flexibility and explosiveness of these rookies will be interesting weapons in the hands of Ben Johnson, the team's offensive coordinator. Another area that has been strengthened is the group of safeties. Despite having one of the best duos in the league, Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch, the board wasn't satisfied with that alone. Dan Jackson, coming from the mighty Georgia, arrives to compete for space behind the starters. Considering that the rest of the current depth is made up mostly of former undrafted free agents, Jackson will have a real opportunity to stand out. If he can translate his experience at one of the most dominant college programs in recent years to the professional level, Jackson could establish himself as an important piece in the defensive rotation. The biggest surprise may have come at the edge position, considered the Lions' biggest need in the draft. Many expected the team to invest heavily in the early rounds, but Holmes was patient and only selected Ahmed Hassanin in the 6th round. Hassanin is a long-term project, still in need of a lot of technical development, but his raw athleticism and natural instincts make it clear that he has the potential to be molded into an impactful pass rusher. It's yet another move that exemplifies the philosophy of trusting the internal development process rather than seeking short-term solutions. Ultimately, the Lions' 2025 draft once again showed that there's a method behind Brad Holmes' boldness. While he didn't directly follow needs, he was able to strengthen areas that needed revamping by injecting young, fresh talent into the right areas. This year's 7-man class is a reminder that Holmes has built a culture where strategic planning and trust in the process trump external pressures. The Lions' future looks brighter than ever, and if recent history is any guide, it won't be surprising if these rookies quickly become key players in Detroit. The Detroit Lions continue to make moves to further strengthen their roster and keep fans excited. Following the 2025 NFL Draft, the team announced the signing of Syracuse wide receiver Jackson Meeks as an undrafted rookie free agent. But what drew even more attention was the revelation that Meeks is the nephew of NFL veteran and star defensive end Za'Darius Smith. Fans immediately began dreaming about the possibility of a reunion within the franchise, further increasing expectations for next season. The signing shows that the Lions continue to be attentive to opportunities to add talent, even after the draft is over. Brad Holmes, the team's general manager, made it clear that the work of strengthening the roster does not end with the selection of rookies. In a recent interview, Holmes reinforced the Lions' commitment to continue seeking talent in every possible way. "We'll continue to look. We'll look at every detail," said the GM. Holmes also noted that the player acquisition process is ongoing and not limited to the draft period, even citing moves made during the last trade window. The message is clear. Detroit is not satisfied and will do whatever it takes to ensure that competitiveness is maintained at each position, increasing the level of internal competition on the roster. Regarding Jackson Meeks, last season's numbers speak for themselves. He had more than 1,000 receiving yards, a performance that reinforces his potential for immediate impact. Although he is not known for his separation ability on routes, Meeks stands out for his physical strength and ability to win disputes for the ball. In fact, he finished 2024 as the FBS's number 2 in contested receptions, with an impressive 21 such catches. According to analyst Dane Brugler, Meeks may not be your typical speedster, but he makes up for it with fierce competitiveness, decisive movements, and a dominant physical presence both in the middle of the route and after the catch. This signing is yet another piece that fits perfectly into the Lions' philosophy of building a resilient, physical, and extremely competitive team. Jackson Meeks will have the opportunity to fight for a spot on the main roster, and if he can develop his roots even further, he could become an extremely reliable option for Jared Goff and the Detroit offense. In addition, the fact that he has a family connection with Za'Darius Smith fuels speculation that the veteran could also wear the Lions jersey in the future, creating even more reasons for fans to dream big for next season. And as Holmes made clear in Detroit, the process of improvement never stops. Leave a like on the video until next time.